I hope y'all are well today. It's Rocky Ranger, your guide to the Pokemon world, and we're back with our team, with our triple scarf Ditto Jirachi team, and we're going to do some cool stuff. So let's do it. I'm going to give this person a good luck, have fun, and hopefully we play a bit better than we did yesterday, because yesterday I was a bit off, but that's okay. Oh, or not yesterday, because I did the other video today also, but last time basically. Anyways, let's play. I think we just start Ditto. Scout what they've got. Shadow Ball, Destiny Bond, Sludge Bomb, Focus Blast. Not really an out of the way set. I'm Pedras on YouTube. Okay, cool. Oh, I'll check you out. Oh, cool. Okay. Let's Shadow Ball. They were sashed. No, that's okay. What do we think? I mean, it's not Scarf, so we're free to just go for a U-turn. What do we want to do? I guess Garganac will go for a Salt Cure. I mean, it may seem that sucked, right? That we lost our Ditto to the Gengar, but it's not that bad because we have initiative now. Let's go into Golden Go, I guess. What if they were running my Clefable set? That would suck. For those who don't know, my Clefable set has Flamethrower. So that would really suck if I switched into it. But like barely anybody ever. I don't know if anybody even runs it besides, I obviously run it. But my Clefable set is, you know what? I don't know. I think I put it in another video, so y'all may know some stuff about it, but it is so strong. Right? Because people always expect Clefable to be a clerical type thing, and then you just come in and you oh, my Will-O-Wisp missed. That's annoying. But anyways, they expect it to be some clerical type, and then you just get 4 attacking moves and give it an Assault Vest, and it's super strong. At least that's what I do. What does this thing want to do? Can we Psychic Noise? I mean, yeah, of course it wants to heal. Heal against this sucker. Heal against this sucker. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? I'm sorry. Oh, man. But yeah, I really want to do some PokéMMO stuff soon, because I enjoy that game, and that's part of the reason for the channel, so that should be really fun. I have not logged in for a while though, so I imagine it's gonna be a lot of fun when I do log in, because I have the most one of the most unhinged accounts on PokéMMO that you've ever seen. It's the reason that it's so unhinged is because of the weird things I did to make money and all sorts of other stuff, and not just make money, but just when you see the account, I can't wait to show it because it's so funny. It is so funny. There's so many things that I have. For example, in my PokéMMO account, I have, in my main account, right? Because I have multiple accounts. But in my main account, I gotta say 100 Smeargles, maybe 100 Smeargles. Maybe I'm overestimating, right? Maybe I'm overestimating that, but so many Smeargles. I have so many. I have a Smeargle collection, and if you saw it, you'd be like, "Why do you have so many Smeargles?" And I couldn't tell you. It is somewhat of a way to make money in the game. For anybody who doesn't know about PokéMMO, it's an online MMORPG, but it's Pokemon, right? It's like the first 5 gens right now, and obviously it's kind of like RuneScape in that you got like an exchange right? So you can sell you can put Pokemon up for sale, you can put items up for sale, etc., etc. Or you could say trade or whatever, right? Trade. But the thing is, right? And this is why this is so funny. But I have a ton of Smeargles, and it is a good way to make money because for those of you who do know, and for those of you who don't know, Smeargles are a great way to what is it? Smeargles are a great way to catch Pokemon, right? Because they can learn False Swipe, they can learn Spore, they can learn all these moves that make it really easy to catch Pokemon. And people in the game, right? It makes sense to have a catching Smeargle. So I have like I don't know why I enjoy doing it, but I just go and catch a bunch of Smeargles and I teach them all the moves that they need to be a catching Smeargle. So I have a ton of Smeargles that have Spore, False Swipe, and I forget what else my Smeargles usually specifically have, but you get the idea. They have basically all the catching moves that you need. So it's just so funny because you got people that play the game and they're like, oh yeah, let's go to my thing and you can see my shiny Pokemon or whatever, and I'm just like, let's look at my Smeargle collection. Just like a ton of Smeargles, right? It's so funny. Anyway, I should have tarried there. I mean, I think we're losing this. I just kind of lost focus on this talking, and also just this is kind of a long drawn out game, and sometimes in these like long drawn out games, I just don't care. You know what I mean? It just feels too stally right now. I don't know what it is. Maybe this wasn't a stall team. But this whole game is a blur, man. You know what I mean? I don't know what they were doing, what I was doing, but I don't know. It just seemed so. This game was taking forever, and sometimes I'll lose patience. Right, I'll lose patience when a game is taking ages. So I don't know. This person just has a bulky team and a lot of like Moonlight Fable and all that, and I just don't care that much to actually, you know what I mean? I don't really care. I'd rather just like usually by this point, I mean, I usually just play it out, right? I'm not just gonna leave for no reason or anything, but they just keep playing. They just keep using Moonlight, and it's getting a bit repetitive, right? What is this thing? I wonder. Magic Guard or Unaware? I always use Unaware Clefable. Well, I won't say always, but typically, right? But this is taking ages, obviously. I'm just like barely even looking at the screen. um. Okay. Oh, it's Draining Kiss, I guess. Yeah, I'm just gonna. I don't really care about this game. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't care. I'm just gonna go to Jirachi, click Ironhead, and be done with the game, man. You know what I mean? Go to the next one, because games like these that take forever, it's just, I just can't be bothered. You know what I mean? Like, it just kind of sucks. I mean, that's cool, right? People that will play it, like, that much, like, that's cool, but I'm not the type to really play a game, play a game that way for a million years or whatever. Okay, we were able to trick this thing. What did it have? Oh, it had a choice band. Holy. Well, I mean, I guess that's it. I mean, do we Ironhead our way out or what? I guess, right? Yeah, we just click Ironhead. You know what's funny about Jirachi? Jirachi could actually win this game, which is nuts. Right? 1v6, Jirachi could just Ironhead everything down and win. And it happens sometimes. Like, that's the thing. Sometimes I just go out into Jirachi and I just flinch him down forever. And it's just, it just is what it is. And usually it's not like 1v... Well, sometimes it's 1v6 if they have chip or whatever. But sometimes their Pokemon can be mostly healed and they can have like 3 and I just have 1 and Jirachi just clenches. It's so fun. But I'm just gonna Ironhead out, I guess. Yeah, Roost. I can't be I know that if I played that well, right, I can win that game, but I cannot be bothered with stall, man. GG. GG, well played. You too, man. They played really well, and the thing is that's not that's not a stall team that you usually see, right? That's not a team that you usually see, so it's really cool. Um, but I just cannot be bothered. Like when people start doing that, like when people stall, I just cannot be bothered. I check out. It's kind of like when people talk about politics. I check out. You know what I mean? Like it's not to say I'm not one of those people that it's just not important or whatever. Some people will hear that and they'll be like, oh, what do you mean? It's so important. It's just I'm not saying that it's not important. It's just like when people start talking about it, I just can't help. Like my brain sort of you know what I mean? Like my eyes get glossy. I start drooling. You know what I mean? Like I just cannot listen to it. So like when people talk politics and like weird economic stuff, especially the weird economic stuff, because sometimes politics is like tied, it's tied to economics and stuff, and people will talk about like all these economical things. I'm just like, dude, my eyes are glossing over. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I do not want to hear this. It's just ridiculous. Okay, this is a special set Blaziken. Let's just go into our Primarina. But yeah, you know what I mean? Like it's just it's the same with stall. Like when I play against stall, my eyes just gloss over, and I check out. Which on some occasions, right? I'll play stall and I'm like, okay, I'll actually attempt to do this, right? But sometimes I just check out, man. I'm same with a lot of subjects, right? Where people are just, oh, what about this thing? And I'm just like, I cannot listen to this, right? And that's the thing. If you care about that type of stuff, economics and politics and all that stuff, that's cool. Like, that's you. I'm not saying that I don't care about certain things. I'm just saying that like talking about it with people is just, what's the point? You know what I mean? If you think that you're doing good work, that you're convincing and you debate with people and change their minds or whatever, which, I mean, if we're going to be honest, in most debates, it seems that most people that go into it leave with the same opinion that they had when they came in. So it's not even like, you know what I mean? But if you're extra convincing and you think it works, or, if it helps you, feel better about certain stuff, like, that's cool. But I just can't be, especially when someone thinks they know everything, you know what I mean? And then they just start talking to me about it. I'm just like, dude, I do not care what you think you know. You know what I mean? Like, you're not even, you know what I'm saying? You're not even a politician. You're not even, I mean, not to say that you have to be, in Congress to know about Congress stuff. I'm just saying, like, some people talk as if they know everything. You know what I mean? Like, you don't know everything. And if he did, then why are you talking to me? You know what I'm saying? Like, come on now. I don't know what you're talking. It was so funny too because one of my friends, right? When I was at my parents' house, I had my friend come over, and my friend was talking to my stepfather, right? And they started getting into like the political stuff, and one of them, I think my friend was saying, oh, like, you want to talk about this stuff, right? You want to say it. And I was like, no, actually, my eyes are glazing over. I do not want to talk about any of this stuff. You know what I mean? Like, I do not want to talk about it. It's just really funny because, people get really heated about that stuff too, and it's just like, why? It's like, what are the chances that you're actually, especially if someone doesn't agree, right? If they don't agree with what you say, I mean, like, what are the chances that you actually, even if you've put it so eloquently, right, and you're super super smart, and that you should change their mind, right? Like, even so, right? Are you really gonna change their mind? Usually not, right? Like, come on, you know what I mean? And if you're just talking to other people that believe the same things, like, that's cool for moral support or whatever, but, like, I don't really care about talking about that to people. I mean, if they want to talk about it to me and they're like, oh, I just feel really bad and I want to talk about, like, maybe I'll talk about it, but I really don't care to talk about it. You know what I mean? Like, okay. Like, and again, I'm not calling anybody out. Like, you can talk about what you want to talk about. I just, my eyes gloss over, especially like the economical, like, you know, when people start talking about the economy and they're like, actually, because of this macroeconomic thing, it's actually politically correct to go this way because that saves us 3% on our taxes. And I don't care, man. You know what I mean? Like, leave that for people who care. I don't, you know. But okay, let's see. I just went on a long spiel, but I swear, dude, and that's the thing is I do actually think, and you can believe me or not, but much of you may believe me because if you're on this video, you may be the same way, especially because we play sort of strategy type games. But I do think like really deeply about stuff. That's a thing. But I also, as like a side to that, or as like a, I don't know what you'd call it. Like, the other side to that is that I can be a space cadet too, right? Like I don't really necessarily want to talk about that specifically, that type of stuff with people. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes I just don't care to talk about that type of stuff. Because I can be a space cadet too. Like, I can be the type of person that's just like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. So it's just kind of funny. That's all I'm saying. It's just kind of funny how that comes down to it. I know that I'm doing more talking than playing right now, but I think that's fine, right? Especially because this is like... How many times can I get them to go for Thunderclap? Okay. GG. I mean, I think we'll play one more, but yeah, I just felt like talking about this because it's so funny. And then, you know what the thing is whatever you do believe, right? And I'm not judging you. Whatever you believe, right? I already talked about the fact that most time when people debate and stuff, nobody actually changes their mind, right? Like, people are gonna believe what they're gonna believe almost always. You know what I mean? But there's also sort of the thing is, I don't like, if we're gonna talk about something, it has to be like, I'm not gonna sit here and debate with people. You know what I mean? Like, I'm old, and I'm old enough, right? Like, when I was a teenager, when I was younger, like, I'll sit there and debate, but I'm not gonna sit here and debate. Like, you know what I mean? I don't really care what you believe about it. You know what I'm saying? Not in a mean way. Oh, they said I'll have to check it out. Thank you. Thank you so much. That actually does mean a lot to me when people check out the channel. Because it's really important to me. But anyway, but you know what I mean? It's just like, I don't really, I don't mean in a mean way. It's just I don't care what they believe on it, because like, okay, you know, so what? Even if you believe some of the same things that I do, which you could, who knows, right? Because I'm talking I'm talking about politics, but I'm not actually talking about, you know what I'm saying? I'm not actually talking about it. But, and I don't, you know what I'm saying? But like, that's the thing, is like, even if you do believe, what are we gonna just sit around talking about that we believe the same thing? Like, even, you know what I'm saying? Even if we do believe the same thing, it's kind of like pointless. Which, again, if it's good for you for a moral support or whatever, you know what I mean, to talk about it or read about it or whatever, and that makes you feel better, that's cool. It doesn't make me feel any different. You know, it doesn't make me feel any different. Like, I don't care if you don't agree or you do agree on stuff. Like, that's your opinion. You're allowed to have, you know what I mean? You're allowed to have that opinion. Why am I going to want to change what you attempt to change what you think, or just sit here and debate when we both know none of us are going to change our mind, right? Especially, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, neither of us is going to change our mind about anything. So what's the point of us acting as if we're actually open to... Which is not... I'm not saying that there aren't people that are open-minded or whatever, right? But you can say to your blue in the face that you are open-minded and still, like, subconsciously not ever think that you're ever going to change what you think about, you know? Or what you think about stuff, you know? So this is like, what's the point? Again, there may be a point, right? You may be one of the people that does talk about this and debates about it and does all that stuff. um, and there's a point to it, and you change people's mind and all that. That's cool, you know what I mean? But I'm not gonna be that type of person that thinks I'm necessarily gonna just change people's mind on stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you believe what you believe, you believe what you believe, right? Like, we can still enjoy each other as humans, right, without believing the same thing. But whatever, you get what I'm saying. I've been talking about this for so long, but that's the thing, is like, this channel is like, sometimes I just talk about random stuff. That's okay too, you know. Oh, yeah, this is another one of those teams, man. I just cannot deal with the going back and forth today, stally type stuff. I'd rather go against other more hyper offensive teams, which is not to say that my team is super duper hyper offensive. It's more like balanced offense, but you know what I mean. Um, I don't know. I guess we just leave Storm, take this Ting Lu out. But you know what the thing is I'm one of those people that I think more about the solution than the issue. And I'm not saying that that makes me better than anybody else or that I'm smarter than anybody else or anything, right? That's just how I am. So it's like, when people argue about an issue, no matter what issue they argue about, there's almost always a way to make positive change to that issue without arguing about it or any contention or anything, right? And I know that may seem weird to say or whatever, right? But like, say for example, right? Say there's one side of people that say we should be cutting down more trees, and there's another side of people that say like we shouldn't be cutting as many trees down as we are, right? Like, those two people can be right, but like both of them would agree, right? The person who cuts down the more trees would agree that they want more trees because they want to cut more trees. And the person that doesn't want the trees cut down would still want more trees because they don't want the trees to be cut down. So like, I'm one of those type of people that I would focus more on like, okay, let's plant more trees. Like, why am I going to sit around talking to you guys about whether or not we should be cutting down trees when I could just plant more trees? I'm not saying that it's a bad thing, right? Like, like, if you're one of those people that is like, no, it has to be this way, this, and this, like, that's cool. But I'm just one of those people that's just like, at the end of the day, though, like, you guys can keep debating about it, but like, let's plant more trees. You know what I mean? That's just a hypothetical, right? It's just a hypothetical. I'm not out here saying that I believe anything about trees or anything, but you know what I mean. It's like, okay, like, let's just plant more. Like, there's always something to agree on that if we did agree on it and we actually work toward it would help both sides of the issue, regardless of if we agree or not. You know what I mean? So I tend to focus more on that stuff. It's not to say that I don't have opinions and beliefs about stuff. I definitely do, but what's the point of sitting around talking with certain people about it? You know what I mean? Usually not much of a point. So it's just that's just what I think about it. And that was a long tangent, but if you're still hanging around here and you think that that made some kind of sense, well, thanks. Let me know if you're still here. Let me know and what you think. But yeah, that's what I was just saying. It's just like, on every issue there's something we can agree about and we can make positive change. So I just sit around. So that's what I think about more often than not. I'm not saying that I don't have beliefs on stuff, right? It's just, why focus on the fact that I don't necessarily agree with other people rather than focus on the fact that there's stuff that I can do, right? Like, economically, people disagree about, oh, our money should go towards this, our money should go towards that, and I'm just like, well, hopefully I make enough money and I can put money towards whatever I want to put money towards. You know what I mean? Like, I focus more on that. It's not to say that there's not a right answer. Maybe there is, right? But I'm not gonna sit here and go back and forth with people on it. you know, especially, I will say this, especially if it's one of those things that makes you feel bad. You know what I mean? Like if you think about like politics and stuff, and you start to feel bad about it, um, then I would say like maybe you should make sure that you're looking after your own mental health or whatever, right? Because there's really no point in dang, I don't really know what we want to do against this person if I'm going to be honest. They've got a ton of moonlights. And Moonblast. I don't know. I think we just give up. I think we just give up on this one. This game's gone on long enough, and I've done a huge tangent. But if you're still hanging around, then cool, man. I'm glad you're hanging around. You know, because on my YouTube stuff, I don't want to just be the guy that just only talks about the game. I just want to talk about whatever, right? Because this is kind of a place, a community for us to just like be positive and like be okay and heal, and you know what I'm saying, like just be a place to hang out. But yeah, this thing has Magic Guard, which of course was the bane of our existence. If it was unaware, we maybe would have won that one, but whatever. That was a long tangent, but let me know what you guys think about what I was saying or whatever, or don't, or just talk about how funny this round of matches was, because all these matches took so long and they were so kind of stally that I just can't right now, but that's okay. Hopefully we get better matches in the next. Oh, I don't want to rematch. Hopefully we get better matches in the next one. But I hope y'all enjoyed that and my rambling, my yap fest. Right. I hope you enjoyed my yap fest. But yeah, that was fun, and hopefully there will be some PokéMMO stuff coming soon. But until then, I'm gonna do some more Pokemon Showdown videos, and maybe even some Pokerogue stuff. So if you enjoy that type of stuff, please smash the buttons, and see you next time.